package as well, and the loans that are available to small businesses. In relation to that, something really exciting. Yesterday we had a Brisbane small business most visits ever. We had over 5,248 unique visitors come into the community. People are flocking to find out information. They're looking to see how we can help them and how they can find true information. And so that brings me to today. I'm really happy to introduce Neil and Ray on the other side. They're going to tell you a little bit about their background. They approached me about a month ago about doing some projects and running some workshops within Brisbane small business. I was very, very interested in what they were saying, and what they were talking about a month ago is just highlighted now. So we were talking about this pre-pandemic, and so what happened from then is just kind of snowballed into a pretty awesome program that they're looking at. So Neil, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came into business consulting.
Yeah, so thank you, Kevin. I've been in business consulting for about 17 years in total now, since the early 2000s. I was very lucky to work around Europe, the Middle East, and here I am in this wonderful part of the world, Queensland, at the moment. So I've led businesses, consulted businesses, growth strategies, turnaround strategies, and probably the most important thing I've done is coach hundreds of individuals and businesses on culture change, the right mindset for success in business.
And that's so critical. The fact that you've actually even helped in that turnaround phase. And right now it feels like almost everyone's in a turnaround phase. People like to call it pivot and give things new titles and all that. But the reality is that now is a time where people should be working on their business as much as they are in it. So Ray, if you can tell us a little bit about your background.
Thanks, Kevin. First 10 years was in corporate banking, but after that, I've been in work for myself. I've built and sold 2 businesses along the way, but over the last 20 years, I've been in business consulting to other business owners. Along the way, we've stepped in and done actual turnarounds where I've stepped into businesses and helped the owner day to day, and as well as doing advisory from the outside. So the main driver for me, and the reason why I do this, is because having been a business owner for a number of years, I know how important it is to actually have outsiders and to have help from the outside and have advice.
Absolutely. And one of the things that is absolutely critical is having the right mindset whilst you're doing positive actions for your business. Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, it starts with mindset. It starts with how you think of yourself, and we are what we believe we are. So if you have the right mindset, you've got a far better chance of doing what has to be done in these times to survive and thrive in better times.
Absolutely. Neil.
Yeah, so Kevin, you said it was interesting times to work on your business. That's probably the understatement of the week. This is completely different to a normal planning process. So normal planning process, go through the calendar year or budget year, whatever you do, and get your team in a room or consult with people and go through a project plan and so on. Right, okay, that's probably, there's elements of that can apply, but this is all about the here and now for pretty much every business out there, whether you've got an opportunity or a crisis at the moment. I think it's the leadership right now. It's that classic phrase of managers do things right. They may follow a process or whatever. Leaders doing the right things. And as leaders of our teams, our businesses, ourselves as individuals, in our community, family, whatever it is, it's really about doing the right thing now that's going to get you through the next, however long it takes.
And that's it. And there's no rule book right now. Where things are changing so rapidly. When I talked to Trevor Evans on Friday, he said, look, there's a lot in play already. And he was going back to 2 weeks ago. He was at the Plastic Summit, where I saw little Lego figures around a board table. But all of a sudden he's been thrown in because of his small business background. He's been thrown in to help the government with a lot of their policy decisions, a lot of the decisions that they're making right now, and they're utilising his small business background quite extensively. We've then, while I was talking about stimulus package 2 with Brad Roberts yesterday, we had the announcement of stimulus package 3, which was the JobKeeper support, which is definitely the most significant thing. Look, we won't talk about that right now. I will be speaking to Alan Mason later on today about what the loans the Queensland government are offering businesses. And we will be talking about the JobKeeper strategy tomorrow. Definitely we'll find someone to talk to about that. But you guys have got a particular plan about how to come out the other end of this 100-day continuity plan that we've discussed some of the basics of already. And I'd like to find out a little bit more from you both. What sort of things are these covering? I believe there's 5 decisive actions that we need to take.
Well, Kevin, if you cover the most important areas to focus on and take decisive action in your business at this point in time is communication. We're going to talk about the importance of having the right mindset, how you communicate with your own team, how you communicate with customers, how you communicate with debtors and creditors. So communicate often and communicate early. We're going to talk about cash flow. How do you manage your cash flow? How do you smooth your cash flow? Go and get have the mindset of jumping in early, act early, get all the government support that you can get to get you through, and also how to look at other ways of diversifying income streams. Some of the clients that I work with have already diversified their income streams. So I've already started introducing second, third, and fourth income streams into their businesses to help with cash flow. Then we're going to talk about customers. The importance of talking with the customers, communicating with them, and talk to them, and always do more than you need to do when you're working with them. We'll talk about cycles, how to manage yourself through the economic through the cycle, and the most important is change. All of that leads to one word, and that's change. And we're in an incredibly changing world. So it's also, we're going to work with the listeners later in the week and talk about how to manage change. Change management is incredibly important in these times. So that'll be the 5 areas.
Just to add to what Ray's saying there, that's the change is what we're in right now, and there's an incredible amount of noise and inputs that we're all getting. And everyone's got an opinion on how long it's going to last and what impact it's going to have. And it's incredibly important right now to filter through what's right and what's constructive and what's positive for you, and to not get absorbed by the whole noise that can be very debilitating. And it causes unnecessary stress and anxiety with people.
Yeah, look, in managing small business, I can tell you, in a typical week pre the world that we're in right now, we were probably deleting 5 to 10 posts a day and not coming through. These days, it's probably gone up to 40 to 50 minimum. It seems to be that there is just that much noise being thrown out there. And look, I get that everyone's trying to be helpful. One of the challenges is deciphering between fact and what is coming out, and opinions and people's and rumours that people are spreading about. Because prior to sharing any information, we really need to be fact checking that this is what's happening, and getting to the bottom of it. And that's where it's what I see our role as, making sure that we are getting the right information to the marketplace. Yes, we are putting out a lot of posts. The other thing that we're doing is really increasing the education factor here in Brisbane Small Business. This is a time where you do need to have the right mindset, and you need to be working on your business. So with that, I'm really interested to find out, as we said, there's the 5 decisive actions, and we're going to talk about that part, you're talking about that part. I think we've blocked off a couple of places for you next week where you're going to host webinars there. This week you are going to go more in depth into that mindset and communication strategy. Was that correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's all about getting yourself in that constructive, positive, energizing mindset and focusing on what you can control within yourself, your team, your business, the people around you. And then the stuff that you can't control, all of the noise going on in the outside world, minimizing as much as you can to the impacts of that. And so, again, that classic cliche that of putting your own oxygen mask on first and doing that at the beginning of the day and doing whatever it takes to do that. If it's going for a walk or having a nice breakfast, whatever, it doesn't matter. But do something that gets your own mindset correct first thing in the morning. Get a result on the board as early as you can, swallow that frog or whatever you want to do, and then momentum comes through from there.
Absolutely. Ray, have you got some words?
Most important thing is in these times, you're not going to have many big wins. So we're going to teach you how to discipline yourself. Self-management is going to be incredibly important. We're going to talk about self-management. You can't manage anything else until you can manage yourself. But also then to focus on the small wins, because on a day-by-day basis, if you had 5 small wins in a day in this climate, that will make tomorrow look pretty good.
Absolutely. So everybody, I do want you to stay positive. It's not the government is doing everything they can to help our businesses. They see that if they leave small business to look after themselves, then they're going to have an unemployment rate of 30% plus. They can't afford to do that. And that's why these stimulus packages are here. I keep saying it, don't let your ego get in the way of you exploring what stimulus packages you can avail yourself of. As well. Make sure that you're talking to your bank. The government just gave the banks $100 million to put into small business. So I want you to encourage you to have a look at what you could do in that particular situation. Look at your home loan rates and go and talk to your bank and say, look, hey, what can you do? Because your rate will drop, I can promise you. So I want everybody to make sure that they're looking after the big picture, but they're also going and taking some of those small actions to make sure that you are staying on top of things. We will be bringing you more information on a consistent platform. In fact, what I'm looking at doing right now is, in the middle of next week, before Easter, is actually running a one-day online conference that is really around what stimulus package and what survival package the governments have offered to us. We'll have a range of speakers speaking about different unique topics so that we can all help with that particular situation. So Ray's just logged off there accidentally. Thanks, guys, very much for your time today. And I really appreciate both Neil Munro and Ray Armitage for helping us today. Look out for the opportunities that are coming up. I can promise you the webinars that they're going to run are going to talk. Neil's just come back to say goodbye. The webinars that they are talking about are really going to be there to help you focus on your mindset, looking at the change and being ready for what opportunities are presented here and how you could come out of here, a little bit different, a little bit leaner, a little bit meaner, a little bit more able to service a wider variety of clients. So we will post those in the information below on the screen on this thread, as well as having a couple of posts where you can register. Please, it's going to be half an hour for each topic. Really well worth invested. So we look forward to catching up with you all soon. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much.